Mason. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for Corangamite Shire, so it's my job to chair the meeting tonight before the councillors elect a new mayor, and the mayor will then take over. So I would like to read the prayer. We ask for guidance and blessing on this council. May the true needs and well-being of our communities be our concern. Help us who serve as leaders to remember that all of our decisions are made in the best interest of the people, culture and environment of the Corangamite Shire. Amen. Amen. And the Acknowledgement of Country. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land around Corangamite Shire, the Eastern Maar and Wadawurrung people. We pay our respects to all Aboriginal elders and peoples past and present. There are no apologies for tonight's meeting. All conflicts of interest have been declared. I would like to introduce our councillors-elect. So we've got Councillor-elect Councillor Vogels from Coastal Ward, Councillor-elect Kate Macon from South West Ward, Councillor-elect Laurie Hickey from Central Ward, Councillor-elect Joe Beard from South Central Ward, Councillor-elect Ruth Gastrain from Central Ward, Councillor-elect Nicholas Cole from North Ward, and Councillor-elect Geraldine Canady from Central Ward. So I'd like very much to welcome all of our new councillors and returning councillors. So at tonight's meeting, there are a number of important matters to be dealt with. And so the first of those is item 4.1, which is the oath and affirmation of officers, of councillors. And what I am intending to do is get each councillor to individually read their oath or affirmation, and I will witness that after they've signed it and made that statement. And once that is done, councillors, there is a recommendation that will be before you that those oaths and affirmations are recorded in the council minutes. So I will start with Councillor-elect Jamie Vogels.
Thank you, Ms. Mosen. Good to go? Yep. I swear by Almighty God that I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor in the best interests of the municipal community. I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of the conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully, impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations, Councillor.
I swear by Almighty God that I will undertake the duties of the office of councillor in the best interests of the municipal community. I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct
and uphold the standards and conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Thank you. I swear by Almighty God that I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor in the best interests of the municipal community. I will abide by Councillor Codes of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Thank you, Mr. Mason. I solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor in the best interests of the municipal community. I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and by any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
I swear by Almighty God that I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor in the best interests of the municipal community. I will abide by the Council Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers and authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
Congratulations. Geraldine Canadian.
Thank you. I swear by Almighty God that I will undertake the duties of the Office of Councillor in the best interests of the municipal community. I will abide by the Councillor Code of Conduct and uphold the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. I will faithfully and impartially carry out and exercise the functions, powers, authorities and discretions vested in me under the Local Government Act 2020 and any other act to the best of my skill and judgment.
That is actually a really significant thing to do. It's part of the transition from being a councillor-elect to a councillor, and it sets out that, in quite a sort of a formal and solemn way, that the obligations that you're all committing to in joining council. And so that, while that is both a requirement of the Local Government Act, I think it's also a really important public statement of the sort of behaviour and expectation as a group of councillors that you'll be holding each other to account to. So well done, congratulations. There is a recommendation before you on page 4, which is effectively that the oath and affirmations are recorded in the minutes. Can I have someone to move that recommendation?
Happy to move, Mr CEO.
Councillor Castrain. And someone to second that? Councillor Beard. Any discussion? No. All those in favour? Carried. So item 4.2, councillors, is a requirement that you need to determine the length of the mayoral term. The Local Government Act allows the mayoral term to be set at either 1 year or 2 years. It's recommended before you in a two-part recommendation that council make a decision on how many years you want to set the mayoral term for, and that be dealt with by resolution. So can I have someone to move and at the same time as moving include a 1 or 2 years? Councillor Beard.
Yes, through you, Mr CEO, I'm happy to move that, the recommendation that the mayoral term be set for a period of 1 year. And obviously, not knowing what the date will be in November next year, I'm hoping you as the officers can fill that gap in for me, please.
Yeah, it'll be effectively a year's time. Yep.
Yep.
And can I have someone to move or second that motion? Councillor Kennedy. Any discussion?
I have nothing further to add to Councillor Beard's comments. I think that's an adequate term.
So councillors, there's now a motion before you that you set the mayoral term effectively for 1 year. All those in favour? Carried. So councillors, item 4.3 is the requirement to now elect a mayor out of your group. The mayor obviously has a number of functions that are set out in the Local Government Act, and in effect provides the leadership of the councillor group, and does things such as attending, ceremonial duties, chairing the council meeting, and working obviously closely with myself and the staff in relation to agenda items and what's happening in the council. So the recommendation is that you proceed to elect a mayor. The election process is set out in our governance rules. I don't intend to read those through, other than to say that you can nominate yourself or you can be nominated, and that nomination needs to be seconded. So do we have any nominations for the position of mayor? Councillor Beard.
Yes, through you, Mr CEO, I'd like to, it would be my pleasure to nominate Councillor Castrain to the role of mayor.
Councillor Castrain, do you accept that nomination?
I do, Mr CEO.
Do I have a seconder for Councillor Castrain's nomination? Councillor Kennedy?
Through you, Mr CEO, I'm very happy to support Councillor Beard's recommendation. I think Councillor Castrain would make an excellent mayor.
Are there any other nominations for the position of mayor tonight? So, if there are no further nominations under our governance rules, I am happy to declare Councillor Castrain elected Mayor of Corangamite Shire. Congratulations. And happily hand over chairing of the council meeting to you, Councillor Castrain.
Thank you, Mr CEO, and can I thank Councillor Beard and Councillor Kennedy for moving and seconding that, and also to my fellow councillors for having the confidence in me and taking on this role for the next 12 months, which I'm really looking forward to. I think we have a great group of people that have just recently been elected to the council, have taken their oaths. We've got some really good, diverse ideas, and we've just done 2 days of induction, so it's been terrific to get to know them a little bit better, and I'm sure that we'll have a great 4-year term. It's certainly going to be a really busy time with the introduction and implementing the new Local Government Act. As we saw today, there's a number of documents that have to be completed within the next 12 months or so, and one no more important than the council vision, which we have to do along with our council plan. So there's a lot of work to be done. We've got the COVID recovery, which we're focusing on now. Victoria, as we've seen, the numbers have been excellent, regional Victoria particularly over the last month or so. and also that we've been very fortunate to receive significant amounts of funding from state and federal governments for capital projects to help with the COVID stimulus. So our capital budget is now up to about $25 million, and we have to spend it in a fairly short term, but I'm sure that we'll be able to achieve that. So along with our very capable executive team and with the council, I think we'll all do our very best for the Corangamite Shire. And I would just like to note that we have, I think I've counted 3 past mayors in our gallery this evening: previous Councillor Vogels, Councillor Jeff Smith and Councillor Matt Macon. So welcome along to this evening, as well as the family and friends of our council that was elected this evening. So with no further ado, we'll move on to the next item, which is item 4.4, the election of Deputy Mayor. Mr CEO, you're introducing this item.
Through you, Madam Mayor, the position of Deputy Mayor is one that Council can choose to have. We have had a Deputy Mayor over the last term, and obviously the role of Deputy Mayor is effectively to stand in for the Mayor if you're not available to chair meetings or attend functions. And so the recommendation is that you proceed to elect someone to the position of Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr CEO. Councillors, do I have a motion to elect a Deputy Mayor? Councillor Hickey.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd be delighted to nominate Councillor Beard to the role of Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Beard, are you happy to accept that nomination?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I will accept that nomination. Thank you.
Do I have a seconder for the nomination? Councillor Kennedy.
Yes, Madam Mayor, through you, I'm more than happy to support Councillor Hickey's nomination. I again believe that Councillor Beard is a marvellous leader and a wonderful mentor, and I think she'll be perfect for the position.
Here. Thank you. Councillors, is there anything further? No further nominations? I'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Congratulations, Councillor Beard. You'll be a fabulous deputy for me. I'm glad to have you on board. That concludes all the business on the agenda this evening, councillors, so I'll close the meeting. Oh, Councillor Beard, sorry.
Sorry, yes, and through you, Madam Mayor, I'd like to just say a few words following your acceptance of being Mayor, because we didn't get a chance to before. But no, that's fine. We're all still learning our way around this. Obviously, it was my pleasure to nominate Councillor Gastrain as Mayor. Councillor Gastrain is highly regarded and respected, not only here at Corangamite Shire, but also in the whole of local government sector. So we're very fortunate enough to have her representing our communities. Councillor Gastrain is dedicated to her role and always has been. She's a previous long-serving Mayor, and we would be lucky, or we have been lucky, to have her leading us again. Having a significantly new council, as the Mayor just mentioned before, in the current times of COVID recovery, as well as the implementation of the new Local Government Act, which may not mean a lot to many people, but when you're actually in the sector, it's a considerable implementation phase and a lot of learnings going forward. So to have someone with the skill, knowledge and dedication as Councillor Gastrain leading us into that phase, not only as councillors but also as an organisation, we're very, very lucky. Councillor Gastrain has always taken her role as a councillor seriously, and a lot of people in the broader community don't always get to see that. But having been mentored by her over the years, I can't speak highly enough of Ruth, and I'm really excited to finally get a chance to have her as my Mayor, as other previous councillors have had in the past. So I look forward to obviously working alongside you as your deputy as well. So thank you for the kind words, and thank you to the council for obviously, trusting me with that role. I'm looking considerably forward to it, and I hope that I can help each and every one of you in some way or another as we begin this 4-year journey together. We often don't thank our family, so, and I didn't when we first obviously got our declarations a week ago. I forgot to thank my husband and kids, who it is a lot of time that we're often away from home, and it is a lot on them as well. So I want to thank Daniel at home and the boys, who I'm pretty sure are listening unless they're still at cricket training. But to them and my other family members, thank you for their support over the many years. It's not only us that are in the public, it's the entire family. So thank you to them for their support. And as Mayor just spoke to before, we have an amazing executive team led by our CEO, Mr. Andrew Mason. So I want to thank you for their ongoing support as we continue our journey for the next 4 years. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Beard. Did any other councillors have any comments to make before I do officially close the meeting? If not, meeting's closed. Thank you, Mr. CEO, and for families and friends that are here this evening, we'd be happy if you'd like to join us in the Kalara Centre. Thanks very much.